Coming up today on TechLink Daily, Google, even more Google versus Microsoft, and Newegg wins a huge patent case. All of those stories and more coming up right now. Hey guys, welcome back to TechLink Daily. My name is Creighton Miller, and we had a ton of fun yesterday with our Google I/O keynote. There was a lot of stuff. We had a 3-hour live stream where we talked about it, discussed key points and all that fun stuff. So you can go over on our YouTube page to skip through or watch our 3-hour live stream of the event. There's a lot of stuff that we learned, so we're going to do a quick recap for you guys today, and then we'll get into our main news stories. There was a lot of stuff that we covered in those 3 hours of our live stream, but here's the quick rundown for you guys. There is now the Samsung Galaxy S4 being sold in the Google Play Store that is running the native Nexus interface, not Samsung's weird customized Android interface, the raw Nexus interface, which is pretty amazing. There was tons of updates to Google Plus with photos, a new layout, all that fun stuff. We saw map updates. We saw search updates where you can search from Google with just your voice saying, "Hey Google," and then you start speaking to it. So there was all these good features. They announced that everybody in the audience of Google Plus was getting a Chromebook Pixel, which I'm very jealous of. Just overall, lots of improvements, no real hardware news to say. One good thing that came out of it, though, was that Larry Page came back on stage for about an hour to do a Q&A and quickly talk about the future of Google, kind of show that he's getting better. His voice is still very hoarse, and so he had to have a microphone really close up to his face to be talking to us. But other than that, it was pretty good. The 3 hours, there was no real down points or hindrances, just a lot of information to take in about the new Google experiences throughout, including updates to the Android store, updates to the developer interface, translations, apps, all that fun stuff. So that was what you basically missed if you didn't watch yesterday's live stream. And in even more Google news from the New York Times blog, Google buys a quantum computer. So the quick rundown of this story is that Google is now working with NASA to make a quantum computer to experiment with self-learning algorithms. So it's far going to surpass what current supercomputers can do nowadays, and it's going to try to experiment with high processing power using quantum computing, which is way over my head. And they're going to see if they can get a computer to self-learn, self-teach itself, get it to become almost self-aware. I don't want to say it's going to become self-aware, but it's going to, they're going to be experimenting with it learning. So, ladies and gentlemen, Skynet is upon us. Right, here's another quick one from the New York Times blog. New apps arrive on Google Glass. So I'm on the waiting list to get my Google Glass. I'm a part of their Explorers program, so I should be getting my Google Glass sometime this summer. But they've already started releasing new applications onto Glass itself, 7 to be exact. One is for breaking news alerts from CNN, fashion features from Ellie, or LL, I don't even know how to say that, ELLE, Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook posts, and reminder notes from Evernote. So those are coming to Google Glass near you if you currently have Google Glass, or if you're waiting to pick yours up, those will come and you can, well, download and use them. All right, I said that I would have only 2 Google stories for you, but here's one more, but it's more focused on Microsoft. From the All Things D blog, Microsoft's anti-Google campaign gets a boost from Google. So for the last couple of months now, Microsoft has been running a campaign against Google to try to get people to come over to their search engine and use it. And they're calling it Scroogled, basically attacking the search ethics of Google searches. So what does this have to do with Microsoft? Well, their Windows Phone 8 does not have a YouTube application made by Google. They simply refuse to make one. Microsoft has gotten a hold of their API and has made their own application. Unfortunately, though, it's not working out too well because they're having to use an API which does not support ads. So basically all the videos that you watch on Windows Phone 8 don't have ads on them, and Google has responded, or actually YouTube has responded, which is owned by Google, by sending a cease and desist letter, telling them to remove the application because it infringes upon their terms of service by allegedly getting around the advertisements. Microsoft has responded saying, well, work with us. We need a hold of your API, but Google's saying, well, we don't want to support Windows 8. So it's going to be this battle between, well, should we give them correct support of the API and get advertisement money, or do we want to still be against Windows Phone 8? Well, you don't know just yet. The story is still developing. But what I can tell you is that at Google I/O, Larry Page was on stage talking about companies working together. Now, in the past, both companies have been a little bit stringent against each other, not letting certain things happen on one side from not letting certain things happen on the other side. So hopefully Larry Page will talk some sense both into Google and into Microsoft, and maybe they can play nice, create an official YouTube app or whatever have you. But right now, that cease and desist letter still stands. All right, and because you asked for it, here's some gaming news for you from VentureBeat. EA kills its controversial online pass program. If you're wondering how this pass program works, well, let's take a game for example, Battlefield 3. You buy the game, but you buy the game and it's only single player. That's because then you have to go and buy an online pass to be able to get online features, such as multiplayer, being able to play online, content, stuff like that. So this was their way to break secondhand games and try to make people pay full price for games, even if it's 4 or 5 years old. So this didn't sit well with most of their customers, not like anything EA does sits well with any of their customers. SimCity. Yeah, anyways. Moving on. So, they've dropped the program altogether, and their games will not support this online pass program anymore. Will be, assumedly, when you buy the game, all the features come through it. No word yet on if they're going to refund people for having to pay for the online pass program, because I was one of those people who bought Battlefield 3, plus I had to buy the pass to be able to get online. So, no clue there, but it's good that they're at least listening to their customers. Now here's good news for all you patent troll haters out there from Ars Technica. Newegg Newt's corporate troll Alcatel in third patent appeal win this year. Now, since 2011, this telecom company has been going after almost all of the e-commerce companies with a supposed patent that they have. But, well, they've run through some hard times as of recent. They've been able to settle with many different e-commerce retailers except for Newegg and Overstock. Newegg just won its appeal thrown out by a Texas court, saying that the patent is, well, it's not a very good patent, and they've basically thrown it out altogether. So that patent now, well, they can't use it in the state of Texas anymore to try to go after, well, other people. So strike one for them, and, well, 1 point for Newegg. Well, I guess no points for them and 1 point for Newegg. You get it, right? Totally messed up that joke. Anyways, good work, Newegg. Now on to our last story of the day from Wired. Cops should get warrants to read your email, Attorney General says. Thank you, someone who makes sense. So this guy, Eric Holder, is the highest ranking official within the White House to come out and publicly oppose, well, cops being able to read email without warrants. So he is probably the strongest factor right now in trying to get the feds and cops to not read your emails without warrants. So I thank him for that service and hope that he continues to realize that privacy is something that this country is built on. And if you get rid of privacy, well then all hell's gonna break loose, really. All right, on to hardware for today. We have this guy. It is the Blackmagic Intensity Shuttle Thunderbolt. So it uses Thunderbolt, which both my desktop and my laptop have. I can record my Xbox on it. I could record even a PS3 on it. I can record cameras on it. Which I was really hoping to use this for is that I can use my Canon 5D Mark III to record to a disc, so I'm not stuck with the 30-minute limit on an SD card or however big an SD card I have has. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't seem the case because I can't get the audio to run through the HDMI. And I can get it to work with the Xbox, but not the camera. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to call support yet again because I had issues. It's a bit fiddly to set up, but once you get it set up, it's actually a pretty good device. So link for that will be down below, and a full review will be coming out very soon. All right, now moving on to our question of the day. Would you buy Google Glass? It's coming out very soon. They're hoping to get it out by the end of this year. So are you gonna pay that hefty price tag? Or maybe if it comes down to even a lower price tag, maybe about 500 bucks, would you buy Google Glass? And well, how do you feel about Google Glass? I'm certainly excited to get Google Glass. I think it's the next step in the future. I think people are overreacting right now, as everybody does when a new technology comes out. So I say give it some time to think about it, but let me hear your opinions. Would you get Google Glass, and how do you feel about it? So that about wraps it up today. Thank you guys so much for paying attention, making it this far in the video. If you'd like to follow us on our social media profiles, go ahead and do that. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, all under the username of LogicLounge. So that's facebook.com/LogicLounge, twitter.com/LogicLounge, Google+.com/ a whole bunch of numbers. Just type in LogicLounge in Google+, and you'll find us. We're the only one there. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can submit stories on our subreddit at reddit.com/r/tech-link-daily. You could see your stories right here. Thank you guys so much once again. My name is Creighton Miller, and I will see you guys tomorrow.